what I wanted to say was thank you so much for inviting us here to talk about AVTE. It's been a very, very interesting conference so far, and we're seeing more and more what we have in common rather than what divides us. What do you think? Do you want this or do you want?
No.
Okay, I can keep this.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Look, Amalie, a parterre of literary translators.
I know, it's very impressive.
Yes, they are impressive. They are well-educated, cultured, articulate.
I know. Unlike us, well, me anyway. I, like most of the older generation in our profession, I stumbled sideways into it. I have a bachelor's degree in conservation. So.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, I have a master in philosophy.
Well, there you go. It's a little more relevant, at least. But this is very typical of people my age. We're a bit younger, but still. But the younger generation is a lot more focused. They study AV translation and they go for AV translation. And I think that is a very good thing. What do you think?
Yeah, back to literary translators.
Right. Yeah.
You know, when they translate, they actually get the quintessence of the original, and they find a way to transfer it into their own language and culture. You know what they say? Traduttore traditore.
Okay, but in a way, what we do, we are even more traitors than they are.
How so?
Well, we have to condense, sometimes so much, what characters say that because we have to fit it into the two little lines at the bottom of the screen, and we have to be invisible and do that so well that people even forget that they are reading as well as listening and watching. So we're making these hard choices all the time. Which one of these three very, very important bits of information should I retain to make it go with the flow of the dialogue and the speaking, and still give enough context to follow the plot? So we have to betray the dialogue in order to convey the dialogue. That rhymes. So we are traitors too, but with the original dialogue still there.
Oh, you're talking about subtitling, right?
Yes, of course. Yes, sorry, I know.
Because, you know, there's this other little trade of ours, audiovisual translators, called dubbing.
Well, I'm Dane, and we subtitle. No, we do a lot of dubbing as well, for children.
Right. Okay, just saying, it's just still the biggest part of audiovisual translation in Poland, Germany, France, and Italy.
Well, we're a mixed bag, European some way.
Well, I hope. Anyway, in dubbing, you know, we do precisely the contrary than subtitling. We don't condense, we add. And dubbing is an art total. It works with actors, sound engineers, artistic directors, and us writing for the actors. We don't translate the words and sentence as such, but also the body language of the original actor, so that actors in the recording studio can reproduce it and make the magic works.
But what's this about adding?
Right, oh yeah, because
I don't understand the adding.
Speaking slowly is very difficult to act, for instance. So sometimes we have to invent things to fill in the gaps. So the main thing is to reach the most natural dialogue possible. So
I guess we're all translators then. Maybe we should have a competition about the best word for this.
That's something machines can't do.
What? Be traitors?
Yeah, I mean, selective traitors.
Don't get me started on that subject. You know I could do a whole conference on it.
I think you have.
It's very true. Little segue there. We have, and it's the contents will be online very soon with subtitles. I'm not worried about machine translation and AI. I am worried about the way it's being sold to our clients and the way it's being sold to the world. I'm very worried about the author's rights violations.
Yeah, and about the ecological cost of it, the enormous use of natural resources. Back to literary translators. They enter, what I find crazy is they enter into the world of a writer almost in his or her head. They have to embrace their way of seeing the world, and all of this goes into the funnel of their translator mind, and out it goes, the same book in a completely different language.
Yeah, and the same for non-fiction, we should say, in all fairness. I mean, how do you translate a book about rock climbing, DNA, dogs?
Actually, we do that with documentaries and non-fiction programs. How I spend to check how a specialist would say that one sentence with the one precise technical term in it, which makes me think that's another of our specialities in some countries, voiceover, and we do screenplay translation and video game translations.
Yeah, but we only have 15 minutes here, so...
Yeah, right. They're so creative, literary translators.
Very, very creative.
And I think, yeah, that's why they are authors.
Yes, well, we're authors too.
Not in Croatia.
Well, that's really strange, because in Croatia they get a tax discount for being artists, but they're not recognized as authors. But they are in Poland and in Spain and in Italy and in Germany. In all those countries, audiovisual translators are authors.
No.
What?
Well, in Italy, dubbers are authors, but subtitlers are not. Not
So far.
recognized as, yes.
So far.
Same thing in Germany. What about Denmark?
Subtitlers are authors, and every part of the dubbing process has authors' rights. Finland, Norway, the authors, Sweden is working on it. What about Portugal?
I think they are not even sure whether they are or not.
Well, AVTE is on it. Anyway, this is Europe for you.
Yeah.
It's all so neatly organized and so uniform. Not. But one of the problems is you have to persuade the CMOs, the collective management, what do they call? Management societies. You have organizations. So organizations. Organizations. You have to persuade them that we are also authors. And conditions vary wildly from country to country.
But in France, since you asked me,
Oh, sorry.
we are also full authors, and we get our share of the revenue generated by our work.
Yes, but don't talk to me about France.
Why?
Because you are the envy of the rest of us. All your working conditions and all your everything.
Are you crazy?
Envy.
The market is more and more globalized, even in France, and we are now all in the same boat, wherever we are in the world. We talk to intermediaries, agencies, go-betweens, who sometimes don't have the faintest interest in what we do or knowledge of it. At least literary translators talk to their clients, to the people who know what they do and who will be directly impacted by the quality of their work, hence by their working conditions.
Really, but I mean, I hear they're paid peanuts.
What? Smaller peanuts than we get?
No, nobody gets smaller peanuts than we do.
But yes, I get that's what we are, the weaker party of the contract. That's what they are.
Oh, the weaker part. They have contracts?
Yes, they do.
Why don't we have contracts?
Maybe because we have NDAs instead. You know, non-disclosure agreements, bloody Americans.
Bloody Americans indeed. This is how unregulated this industry is. One good thing that happened, though, is the guidelines on the solo self-employed, you know, the thing issued by the European Commission, is having an effect throughout Europe. So no more false equivalence between a freelancer and a corporation.
Collective bargaining, here we go.
Jetzt geht's los.
Oh. This is why we do what we do in Audiovisual Translators Europe, AVTE.
Yes, very true. We added our voice to all the other organizations on this topic, and something actually happened. I mean, not because we added our voice, but all the voices together.
Mm. Collective bargaining is a game changer, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But it requires that freelancers back it up. The best way to do this is a bit of propaganda for you. The best way to do this is to join your national association or union.
And the good thing about being an umbrella organization is that if there is no national organization in your country, we can help start one. We've done it many times already.
Yes, very satisfying. We have come a long way. We are now 23 organizations in 20 countries.
We are. Yeah. And oh yes, sorry, we talked to European Union. We talked to all the major stakeholders like Netflix, Amazon.
Yeah, that's true. Are they listening?
Yes, sometimes.
Sometimes. Yes, and we keep trying. So we have come a long way, and we did it all. You may recognize this, some of you. We did it all as volunteer work, on top of volunteer work, on top of trying to make a living, on top of personal lives, families, children. Some people have children. All that. We did all that, and we did that with no money.
Imagine what we could do with a little bit of funding.
Yes, I'm imagining.
But the beauty of it is that we're not in this alone. Building an organization the way we have, we benefited a lot from the help and advices of older and wiser organizations, such as CEATL, CEATL.
That is very true. We're proud to say we have a memorandum of understanding with CEATL. We exchange information and we try to cooperate as much as possible with the member organizations on the national level and with CEATL on the international level. This collaboration and the collaboration with a lot of other organizations, very
like
important.
FIT?
Like FIT, yeah, the small organization. They'll be joining us after. So yes, that has been an enormous help to us. They invaluable assistance, advice, all kinds of things.
Yeah, like a sisterhood of organizations.
Indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.